Good day. Now first off, if you haven't played the game, stop watching, come back when you did, because I'm assuming you at least know the basics of what's going to happen. i.e. movement, controls, bosses, whatever, to some extent. Now I will try and record this video in one sitting and cut out any useless footage like deaths and whatnot. Right, so for the speedrun we use RTA, because on the PS version the in-game timer is broken and stops before you kill the last boss, so we can't use it to compare PC and PS. That also means that the PS version is simply faster due to loading times and some other technicalities. Now for PC and live split we have a script which starts the timer and splits on each boss. Should split on each boss. I will put a link in the description below. So yeah, in this video I'll show you the normal mode version of each boss and explain some differences in all bosses and any percent route that is. Now the translated text option doesn't speed up or slow down as far as I know, so you can just use it if you want to. Now the timer starts as soon as the game screen fades in and you see the little in-game timer at the bottom, so you have intro, fade to white, fade to game screen. When it fades in you start the timer, which the split script does for you. So somewhere around now. So some basic controls first. Rolling is faster than running, so you want to do that as often as possible. You can hit things off screen, which doesn't happen often, mainly the doors, which open while you run to them. You can cancel out of a drawing animation with a roll, which is important for the soul kill at the end. You can also do something like that, just for fun. I think that's all the important thing. But yeah, movement is a big part of the game, that you learn it. That's one of the off-screen hits, more or less. Now, Sludge. Sludge is already, in my opinion, the most annoying boss. This is just really unpredictable and random. Now he can spawn anywhere inside the room. Just have to find your sweet spot and farm him. Or reset him, because it's just a minute or so. Now you need to hit him 5 times, with the 5th being the kill, which you can achieve with 3 shots, because you can hit him on each way, back and forth. So the optimal kill is 3 shots. Let's see if I actually can get it. Not like that. And he really likes to jump your arrows. Also his splits, as far as I know, are random. Not really predictable, excuse me. Right, now before I pull out the arrow, if you wanna practice them, bosses that is, you can either reset now, which will respawn the boss, or you use the gold split, which you get once you cleared the game, which will also respawn the boss even if you kill him. Now another thing is, once you pull out the arrow, you have a little window where you can still move, and if you roll right after the animation ends or the arrow gets out, you can squeeze in a roll, which is important for some of the boss areas, as you want to end the animation as close to the door as possible. And you also want to try to kill Sludge as close to this area or even further down as possible. That's already the most annoying boss out of the way for normal mode. Now left or right is just personal preference. I usually go with I-Cube. Right now I-Cube, when you come in, you want to shoot him, let the arrow lie somewhere around here, wait for him to flip over twice, and when he lands on the second flip you want to recoil the arrow, so you hit him when he's somewhere around here. That should look something like that, if I roll in the right direction, that is. Pull, 2, recall, kill. Pretty consistent, pretty easy. Also, don't bonk, it will cost you 1 to 2 seconds. And you can roll down stairs, which will save lots of time. Now here you can do little time save. You just hit the door on your way over, ignore it, go to either Vinethesis or iCube. It will open up the door for later. Now Brain Freeze has to slide over one of these switches. We usually take that one. Now for the flame, you don't have to shoot through the flame, you can also just ignite your arrow, turn around and shoot, which we'll do in this kill. Pull, you dodge, you run around, you ignite, you shoot. Recall the arrow if you have to and just hit him when he lands. He's also one of the easier bosses, in my opinion. Right, now Goliath, usually you run in, pull him, dodge his fists, hit his weak spot, but we do a little glitch abuse, whatever you want to call him, as we combine the sword collection animation with the door opening animation. Now the door only opens as soon as you killed all 4 bosses in this area, which means that we want to kill him standing somewhere around here, so we can run up, have the sword collection and the door opening animation at the same time. So we will pull him and roll backwards out of the arena, run around and kill him with a recall at the right time. So you wanna start the roll somewhere around here, roll in, shoot, roll out, recall the arrow, so that's somewhere around there. A bit too far actually. Or it doesn't need to be that far. Now he will switch fists if you run over the center, over his center. And you want to time it so that you run over before the fist hits, and when the fist hits the ground you want to recall the arrow. Which should be the right timing if I can get it right now. Then I'm not quite in it, yeah. And then you just run up, trigger the opening cutscene and you have both at once. Now the routes for all bosses and any percent are pretty similar. On any percent you just skip half the bosses. For the door to soul to open you need to have 7 kills, not counting the ones we just did. So the all bosses route starts with forest bosses and goes in a clockwise fashion. So you have forest, old ruin / graveyard, which you can do interchangeably. Then you go hell, snow and fun to soul. Now for any percent, you usually go forest, do the old ruins bosses, do the hell bosses, with the exception that you grab the forest checkpoint and skip all the other. After you killed the 7th boss, you do a safe warp back to forest and run up to soul. For all bosses we just run a full circle, because we can't use the safe warp as the lift. If you take him, sets your spawn there. So you can't walk back to forest. So forest. On a normal run you usually skip the checkpoint and go straight for the bosses and grab them on the way out. Now the way through the forest is always the same, you just have to learn it, remember it. And I tend to start with Obello, you can start with Vinethesis if you want to. Now Obello is almost the same as iCube, as you pull him, wait for him to jump around and then hit him on a recall. So if you shoot him, he will jump up towards you. You will see his shadow get smaller and get bigger again, and once shadow starts getting bigger again, I usually recall. I use that as a cue. There you go. Now also do take care that you do not run all the way down, as the transition trigger in this area is a bit wonky and doesn't reach all the way down. So if you stood at the very bottom when the cutscene ends and you keep pressing down because you want to go out, the trigger won't fire, so you have to move a bit up, move a bit down, or you just end it somewhere around here and exit, as it can cost you a couple of seconds if you don't notice it. Now, Vinethesis, right, his clouds, I usually cut his clouds somewhere around here, roll over, wait for him to turn in the right direction, roll in. Now, I think some kite the cloud somewhere around here, roll down, whatever, do what you like. Now you can kill him before he even rotates around as soon as you shoot in, or as soon as he sucks in the arrow. If you're quick enough. So you don't have to chase him, wait for him, whatever. You just shoot it in, shoot the arrow when he sucks the arrow in, pull him out and shoot again as fast as possible. Now the angle there is quite short or small, because I tend to reset if I'm too far left or too far right, because you kind of miss his weak spot. It's not too precise, but still a bit finicky, let's say. So next we, for all bosses that is, grab the Old Ruins checkpoint, because we use a little save warp after Avarice and after Unknown Titan, saving us the time to climb up or run back. Now you can either do Old Ruins or Graveyard first, just personal preference, but you definitely grab the checkpoint. Bam. Now I usually go with Graveyard. Now these stairs, if you start your roll right at the top, you will get both of them usually. There we go. Just a little time save. Again, ignore that checkpoint. Now Gol-Hevel is also fairly easily. You wanna stand somewhere around here, you pull him, you shoot the arrow in that direction and kill him with a recall. There we go. And I think the trigger here is also a bit buggy. Like the one in Obello's room. Now, Unknown Titan is, yeah, just movement. No real explanation needed. Now the text he says also depends on how many bosses you killed when you get here. So if you wanna see some of the story, or more or less story of the game, just let him alive, leave him alive, come back once you killed different amounts of bosses. And it still doesn't explain much, but it's hell story. And we use a save warp. So quit out, mash through, ignore the 3 deaths, that never happened, and go to the next boss. Right, now Elhanan. Well, if you kill him once, you already know what's happened. You hit the arrow, he gets stunned, you shoot him, you win. Oh, wait, let me actually... Now, pull him. In normal mode, we run somewhere around here. He will shoot his arrow, you dodge. The arrow will bounce somewhere around there. And you will just shoot the arrow in. After his first bounce, roll to Elhanan, kill him. In theory. So pull. Run down. Wait for the audio cue, whatever you want to use. Shoot the arrow, roll up, and kill him. Next up is Avarice and his switch right. Can actually hit it somewhere around here. So you roll twice, shoot 45 in that direction. If you don't hit it directly, just recall immediately and you might get it in the rebound. And remember, you don't have to collect your arrow. You can just transition screens and get it back. Now for Avarice, what I usually do is I pull him, run a circle in this direction, and kill him somewhere around here. Teleport, dodge, wait for him to come here, and kill him. Also pretty easy. Now for all bosses we can save warp out of this arena. For any percent you have to run out, because remember your checkpoints at Forest, not at Ruins. Now, starting with Hell, bosses get, let's say, a bit more tricky or difficult. Right here, rolling down the stairs is obviously faster. If you go up, you can either climb or use the stairs, it's about the same. Now, on an actual run, you usually forego getting the checkpoint, just run to Mol-Qayin, run to Gol-Qayin, and either grab the checkpoint, skip the checkpoint. For any percent you definitely want to skip it. For all bosses you can grab it, doesn't really matter. Right, Mol-Qayin. Now you want his bomb to hit him. For that to happen you pull him, he will jump back, you roll up here, he will start sucking you in, spit his fireballs first, start sucking you in. As soon as he starts sucking in, you will roll up, run around him, position yourself somewhere around here. He will then shoot the bomb upwards, which will bounce against the wall and hit himself. There we go. And then you can just run through the fire thingies. Right now, Gol-Qayin has few setups that work. Can't look them up at paper 2 or 6 run. I think they use different ones. I usually stand somewhere around here. As you can see the dot on the floor there. What you want to do is pull him, roll under his mace and shoot him from behind. Like that. It's a bit of a timing thing. Don't want to roll too early or too late, because you obviously get squished or you doesn't have the right angle if you roll too early. And it won't expose his back to where you're standing. That guy also used to kill a lot of my runs when I started running. Rol-Qayin is quite funny because you even get an achievement if you do it the quick kill way. And what you want to do is just when you come in, shoot him, run down as far as you can, and just shoot him when he rolls towards you. Which has a not so big window and an even smaller one in hard mode. Whatever. Just shoot, recall, run down as far as you can, and hit him. Now the cue I tend to use is as soon as he lands, I start drawing and release immediately. Which also another thing is, it appears to be working better if you don't fully draw your bow and instead you wait for the cue and then you do something like that. So a really short throw and a shot. It seems to work better. And again, you could have also taken the stairs I usually climb up. Requires less input, and I'm lazy. So for the snow area, you also want to grab the one checkpoint, because you can either use a death warp on Onyxia or you just save warp out. Right, now for Onyxia you can hit the thing up there with skipping the one here. Just position yourself somewhere around there, choose 45 degrees in that direction, and it'll bounce over. And again, just like with Brain Freeze, you can ignite the arrow without shooting through. That might not work. Right, now for Onyxia, for normal mode, we have a pretty consistent setup to kill him. Or her. Now what you want to do is, you want to trigger her with a really short shot, so the icicle thingy doesn't slide too far down. Then what you do is shoot arrow in that direction, not too far but a bit, something like this, You swim this little island here, and at the right time you start recalling the arrow, hitting her. Now, another thing, if you hit her early enough, her tail will stick out of the water and you can swim into the tail, dying, effectively cancelling out the cutscene and respawning you at the checkpoint while you still got the kill, saving time. Swim up as fast as possible, trigger, shoot there, swim down, and wait for her head to dive, start recalling. Hope for the death warp, which I didn't get there, but you just swim into her tail. If you didn't get the death warp, just quit out and reload. Ignore the 9 deaths. Now the cue for the recall is as soon as she dips down underwater. I usually go Yeti next. I think it's better because you can just roll down the stairs from Stratus after you kill him. Now for Yeti, you pull him, you roll to left, right, either way doesn't matter. You roll to the side, he will charge you, you will dodge down, run up and shoot him in the bum. And hope that the icicles won't block your shot. Like that. Also try to move close to him, as it will make things easier. Also, if you dodge to the left, his hitbox will be further to the left, and if you do this to the right, it's further to the right. So you don't want to shoot too far down, lest you miss it. Now for Stratus, you can kill him before he dives, if you're quick enough and have the right position. If he dives down in normal mode, you can just wait for him to get up again and shoot in the hole, because the pillars won't shoot up fast enough. Now what I usually do is I kite first pillar somewhere right here, and I run up, wait for the pillar to shoot, dodge back and just shoot him. Let's see if I get the quick kill. There we go. And again, if you don't get the quick kill I just did, you can just wait for him to dive, stand right here, aim in the right direction, wait for him to get up again. Because the pillars will be slow enough for you to kill him first. We just run to Soul. Can bonk on these stairs, as opposed to the one in tutorial. Right, now, Gol-Set. In any percent, you skip him. All bosses you obviously have to kill him, but you will use the skip nonetheless. In all bosses we use a little glitch which happens and if you transition the screen while the death animation plays, but which you will see. So I will show you the kill, and I guess I'll cut in a version of the skip right afterwards. Dodge fists, dodge, dodge, shoot. Right, skip. I will also link a video in the description which shows you the analog stick movement, which I used to learn it. Now what you want to do is you want to run up against the wall. As soon as you hit his hitbox you can run around. So it's a bit of a timing thingy. When he's dead it's easier, or it's a very good way to practice it actually if you do kill him and try to skip. Now for any percent you usually have to do it while he's still alive and trying to squish you. I will show you that afterwards. Now for the glitch you want to wait with the arrow, with the kill, want to position somewhere around here, pull out the arrow, wait for the soul thingies to appear. As soon as you see him, run up. Which will give you this little glitched state and allow you to roll upstairs. Now here you just shoot him, and this is the only actual skippable cutscene. You just quit out and reload. Okay, so the 80% version of the skip is you wanna pull him, dodge up, and try to get it. Now you can try again if you just dodge like this and get up. Then watch out for his lasers and his fists if you do it. And that's the 80% version. Also do note that the PC version, at least on my end, does sometimes crash on the transition. I don't know why, I don't know when, it might be a timing thing. Just keep it in mind, it might still eat your run. Now Soul is a bit of a shoot and pray. He runs into your arrow, especially in hard mode, but we have a somewhat consistent setup. At least it's somewhat consistent for me. Maybe it's more consistent for you, for others. So we want to kill him, we want to pull him, then we want to aim in this direction, which will make him miss us, even if we don't move. We then cancel out, roll somewhere around here, kite his electro bolts, somewhere around this direction, and dodge his second shot and kill him when he's somewhere in this area. Now in normal mode you have a bit of a window to aim for him. In hard mode you just have to shoot and hope it hits. So we aim down, he will miss us, we roll up, kite the balls. And you can also skip this cutscene actually, so there are 2 kill cutscenes, both on Soul. So again, that was a little fast. You aim in this direction, you dodge up, you kite the balls somewhere around this, then he will shoot you if you're somewhere around here. You dodge in this direction, and then you can aim somewhere right there. Maybe correct a little, depending on how you rolled. Now truth for the timer. The timer ends as soon as you hit truth and actually kill him. So it's in his 3rd phase with the little leg things. If you hit him, the timer stops. Right, first phase is pretty straightforward. You dodge, you shoot. This, and you can just follow this one with one ball with thieves, second ball with thieves. There it is. Now here you will see one coming from the left, one coming from the right. Just shoot them both to be safe. One on the left, one on the right, then you just hit and kill. And that's the old boss's route, / any %. Okay, so to recap, the way you kill the bosses is the same for all bosses. For any %, difference is only the route changes a little. So for any % you need 7 kills after tutorial, which is the 2 forest bosses, the 2 old ruins bosses, and the 3 in hell. And after you killed all the 3 hell bosses, you save walk back to forest and run to soul. For any %. For all bosses you just run a full cycle, kill all of them. And yeah, hope that helped you. If you have any questions, let me know. You can reach me on comments down or Twitch or whatever, Twitter even. I will do another video for hard mode, which will just explain the differences of the boss kills, because the route is basically the same. So yeah, happy running!